welcome to the Randomizer guide on Beneath the Well. So, the Well has a very notorious reputation in as this place that newer players kind of wish didn't exist. Because, well, in reality, it's by far the worst part of the vanilla playthrough, so it kind of makes sense that newer players are somewhat scared of it. However, in Randomizer, you usually have access to items that earlier than the vanilla game intends you to, and it simplifies things by a lot. And the well is a very good example of that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go over 3 different scenarios and just go through the well and see how to do the checks. So the first scenario, which is going to be the most common one, is going to be if you have light arrows and fire arrows. And in that case, the only thing you need to bring to the well to full clear it is a blue potion. That's it. So there are 2 ways to get blue potions in this game. You can buy one from the Icona Scrub if you have at least 1 wallet. Or you can get one from the witch's shop if you have the Mask of Sense. Those are the 2 ways you can get a blue potion in this game. So if you have a way to access a blue potion, light arrows and fire arrows, and of course Gibdo Mask, the well is it takes very little time. It's pretty fast actually. Everything you need is on your way. So the reason for that is when you have light arrows, you can enter the well from the back area. So from the Icona Castle part of the game. So this is what we're going to do. So I'm just going to show this scenario. This is the only one where you really need to keep in, that you really need to know without any help. I would say if you know this path, you're pretty much set. If, however, you want to have it, I'm gonna put a map of the well in the description of this video so you can have a better look at it. So, alright, we're gonna enter the well from the back. So, once you have light arrows, you can just shoot this thing. And there are 4 torches that you need to light up. Keep in mind that this check, if you have lights and fire arrows, this is the one check in the well that does not require Gibdo Mask and Logic. Or that does not hard require it, because you don't need Gibdo Mask to spawn this chest right here. So, every other check in the well does require Gibdo Mask, however. So, once you're done, you can go along your way past these spikes, and right here after the first door on your right, there's a web that you're going to need to burn, and this web has bugs. Be careful of this Sculptula. It catches me off guard every time. If you have... So what we're going to do is we're going to think about the scenario in which we only have 2 bottles. I'm not going to do a route for 1 bottle because it's not really something that's going to come up ever. Usually you're going to have more than 1 bottle if you're in the well at this point in the game. So I'm just going to show a route with 2 bottles. One of them is going to be for your blue potion, and the second one is going to be used for everything else. So what you're going to need to do is grab bugs here, and after the second door, directly here, one of the checks is going to be here, and it requires the bugs that you just grabbed. And here there are 2 torches that you're going to need to light up. And this is our first check. So as you can see, this part of the well consumes a lot of magic. So it's possible to do it with just a regular magic bar, but I would recommend filling up your magic completely before coming here, as there is no magic refill in the well at all. So once you're done, you can just exit and go again along your way. And so here we're at the entrance of the well. So this is the Icona Canyon entrance to the well. So we're completely at the front. And so we came from the right side, and now we're going to go through the left side. The nice thing about the left side is that everything on your way to the one check that's on the left is direct. Like everything you need is directly on your way. So once you have the blue potion, you don't need to get anything else. So if you turn, after you give the blue potion, directly on your left, there's some water. There's also a fish here, which we're going to get back to. So, oh yeah, I guess I'm just going to showcase this right now. Let's grab the fish. Because once you get past here, the Gibdo on the left here is going to ask for a fish. And the well has one important thing. It has hot spring water. And this hot spring water might be required logically. So the fish unlocks the hot spring water in this part of the well. You also logically need a way to kill this Dexy hand, but you can actually grab water without killing it. So keep in mind it's not in logic. You need a way to kill it. It's usually Zora and I think bombs do it, but I'm not sure. So this Gibdo right here is the one that's directly after the water. It needs water. And directly on your left here, there's another web to burn, and this web has bugs as well. So you can just grab bugs. And there you go. And right after the bugs, you give this Gibdo on your right the bugs that you just got in your bottle. And there you go. This check here is invisible. So, but it's there. So there you go. Those are all the checks in the well. Alright, now we're going to go into what is the worst possible scenario for the well, which is if you have no light arrows, no fire arrows, and you need to bring everything. So what I would recommend doing is if you have if you have 2 bottles, I would recommend bringing in a blue potion and some milk, and you're also going to need 5 beans. So to do everything in the well, you're also going to need to bring enough nuts and which is 10, I believe, and 10 bombs. So you need bomb bag and logic to get to the mirror shield chest that way. Alright, so alright, we're just gonna get into it. And of course you need Gibdo mask for everything. I would also recommend bringing in sticks, because the sticks are pretty rare in here. So the first thing we're gonna do is, instead of going to the right, we're gonna go to the left first. Because everything, as we've explained earlier, everything on the left side is like on your way to the check. Everything you need. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna... No, I think there's fire over there. Yeah, there's fire over there. Okay. So again, we're gonna bring some water. Yeah, be careful not to void out on these spikes, by the way. And the one right here does have some water. Just to remember, the hot spring water is over there. It's behind this Gibdo and it's behind the fish. Just to, refresh memory. So here, this web cannot... You don't have fire arrows, so the best way to burn it is to bring fire with the stick. And this will give you access to bugs. And again, the Gibdo on your right after the bugs is the first check. Again, this one is invisible, so it's directly in the middle and it's invisible. So once you've done that, you've unlocked a lot of items in the well. You have bugs, you have a fish. So the next thing we're going to need to do is grab a fish here. So you can go back to where you got water. There's always going to be a fish there. So here we're back at the entrance, and here we're going to need the 5 beans. So the next one here requires the fish. And if you need to find some bugs, what I would recommend doing is if you're looking for just one item anyway, is going here first. This Gibdo here requires 10 Deku Nuts. So you can give them. I would absolutely recommend getting nuts before. If you didn't get nuts here, behind the Gibdo that had the fish on your right here, you can farm some Deku Nuts here. So it's not all bad. But if you forgot, if you want to get nuts, the easiest way is at the entrance of Secret Shrine. So before the first door in Secret Shrine, in the patches of grass, there are nuts you can farm there, which you'll easily have enough. So right here, you can find bugs. So what I would recommend doing is getting the bugs here. That's, by the way, that's in the worst case scenario where you only have 2 bottles. If you have 3 bottles, you should grab bugs again from next to the first check that we did. So what I would recommend doing is coming here and trying to do this check first. Because if you can avoid doing a mirror shield chest, that is the best scenario. You're also going to need some like a fire source. So, and there's one right here where you can farm the nuts. You want to reset your torch. So what you can do here is you can light one of the torches and just light the 2 other torches with... Oh, come on, switch targeting. And light the 2 other torches with this one. So if this is nothing, then you're going to need to get to the mirror shield chest, and this is where things are pretty bad. So this big pole right here, this next one requires a... this Gibdo requires a big pole, my bad. So where is the big pole? Well, remember this place where you got the bugs? This Gibdo right here requires, I believe, bombs. Yes. It requires bombs. You need 10 of them. And behind this Gibdo is the Big Po fight. So we're not going to do the fight, but there's a Big Po here that you can fight and get its get it in the bottle. And this is where you want it, because keep in mind that the Big Po is permanent. Like, you cannot take it out of your bottle. So you don't want to, you know, screw yourself over and get this Big Po too early if you don't have that many bottles. So also, there's another Big Po in the game on Dampe, but that Big Po is not in logic for the well. I just want you guys to know. The Dampe Big Po is never in logic for the well. So You're always going to need to find a bomb bag logically to get to this check. So once you have your big po, we can get back to where we were. This is the second check that we did. The one where we shot through the torch. And this po right here will require the big po. This Gibdo will require the big po. This is... And here I think requires you to bring some fire. Yep. Yeah, you're gonna need to bring some fire here. And this is the last Gibdo. It requires milk. So this is the way to do the well with only 2 bottles. You want to bring a milk and a blue potion and 5 beans. Everything else you can find on your way. And you can light all these torches. And there you go. And if your light arrows are here, your seed sucks. So the last scenario I think I talked about it already, but if I didn't, if you don't have fire arrows but you have light arrows, you can do the 2 other checks as easily as we just did in the first example. The only difference is that you're gonna have to bring fire. And to bring fire here, you're always gonna have to fight the big po. So that's the only difference if you only have light arrows. If you don't have light arrows, you have to do this whole thing that we just did, no matter what. It's just if you have fire arrows, you don't have to bring sticks with you to light everything with sticks. That's the biggest difference. Other than that, it still sucks. So there you go. That was the guide on the well. Like I said, there's a map of the well in the description, and I hope it's gonna help. And hopefully you're gonna have lights and fires when you go here. All right, take care.